Hi guys. Just before I started today, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everyone who's been tuning in, who's been liking, who's been subscribing. It's just been an absolutely incredible journey so far. I just wanted to say thank you. Got 202 subscribers. I managed to get over 2,000 views on the video from a couple of weeks ago. Obviously recording this well in advance, just so that I can get it out in time. But I just wanted to say just a huge thank you. I just started recording sort of golf stuff just as like a silly little fun thing to do. You know, I really enjoy sort of getting out playing, and I thought I would sort of share my experiences with you. So just to have the reception that I've been getting, I just wanted to say it's just a huge, incredible thank you. And here's to many more rounds together. So without further ado, let me just get straight into the video for this week. I am the Ultimate Rookie. Today I am going to be taking you through the front nine of the Cowdenbeath Dora Golf Course. Introducing, as you can see, some drone shots. This is hole number 1. It does go downhill. There is bunkers left and right. I will be aiming for that bunker on the left, and there's 3 bunkers down right in front of the fairway, so the safe shot is really long. I'm going to be talking you through sort of my shot techniques and what I'm looking for in these 9 holes. The drive, I do aim for that bunker on the left with a natural fade, 393 yards the full length of this hole. Those bunkers are well within reach of the tee shot, and I'm absolutely right in the middle of them with 104 to go. Will be a pitching wedge, as you can see, as always on this hole, absolutely getting nothing underneath it. It's going to leave me with 30 yards and a tricky shot over the bunker. And the club, as you can see, catches in the grass there, not allowing the follow through for a little bit of spin on it. The putt for par was not even on the green, and that is actually further away than it really shows there. The bogey putt is wide, and here is the second hole. Very open again. There is bunkers left and right exactly in the landing zones, so I will once again be aiming for the bunker on the left and hoping the natural fade kicks in. 2 bunkers down at the green, so I always really look to aim long. And just to the left of the fairway is where I will be aiming. This one, 343 yards. It was quite a good contact, but almost too good of a contact, and the fade just didn't come in as much as I expected, but on the fairway nonetheless with 120 yards to go. And just a gentle reminder that I am still, in fact, a 23 handicap with this shot. Absolutely rubbish. Off the fairway and into the rough, leaving me 74 yards. A really awkward shot. These ones sort of over 50 yards and under 100 yards are the shots that I've struggled with quite a fair bit recently. 74 yards going with a utility wedge. Couldn't really get under it here. Quite a rubbish shot. And it's right over the back, and that is actually a chip back onto the green that wasn't in shot. Then it's going to be just another lag putt really for bogey. Poor start the first 2 holes. I don't know what it is. I just kind of get in my own head about the first 2 holes. The bogey putt was absolutely rubbish, leaving me with a lot to do for the double bogey, which I miss, of course, and it is a triple bogey plus 5 through 2 holes. Now, of course, these drone shots were on another day. The weather is absolutely glorious during these shots, but you can see the sheer vastness of the hill that you drive this into. There's a bunker on the right hand side I always seem to end up close to. again I will aim sort of to the left of the fairway, and the fade usually, more often than not, does come in. But the ball will roll down to the left. If you hit it too far left, it could become a real nightmare, and there is just a little crest there of the hill that I never really get the drive over. 301 yards. It's not the longest of par 4s. I usually do quite well on this hole. But I don't think the camera does it much justice, and I think the drone shot really helped to see what you're really hitting into. Quite a clean contact on this one, but it has faded more right than usual. So you can just see on the left hand side of the screen there the bunker, so I'm absolutely in line. 117 yards to go, slightly uphill, but again I will be 2 shots and onto the green, but a lot further away than I was hoping for. Do have the lag putt for birdie. The green's just not as fast up here as I was expecting. I've had rain for a couple of days this week, so the par putt is further away, and it is just going to be a tap-in bogey to be +6 through 3 holes. And the sheer vastness of the hill is completely opposite here, as we're going back downhill into the par 3. Again, the tee box is slightly moved back to add on an extra 3 yards from the previous video, and you can see just over the top there's nothing good. It is a tabletop green here. 103 yards. We'll be using the utility wedge. Flag just to the right hand side of the bunker there. Slight hook on that, and it will just roll over the back, but still puttable, not quite in the rough. So there is a birdie putt here, but absolutely fired it past the hole, so much so that it's no longer in shot. The par putt just came close, but not quite enough. And the next hole, 407 yards. Lining up for this one, a group of young lads let me play through, and I forgot to press record. I'm going to be totally honest with you, forgot to press record, set up my phone, totally forgot to record it. So 407 yards off the tee, aiming on the left hand side of the fairway, and the flag is just right at the start of that green there, so that bunker is really a non-factor. 142 left to go in the rough. It's sitting up quite nicely, to be fair. 7-iron in my hand, just drove through the rough as quickly as I could, and it turned out to be a really good shot. Faded off to the right, perfect distance here, but I do have a putt for birdie. Just through the fringe, but a good distance this time. And just to confirm, tap in par, be +7 through 5 holes. Moving on to the 6th then, 363 yards. The bunker there on the left hand side of the fairway. Everything left is out of bounds also, and it does slightly go back downhill into the almost bowl-like green. On wet days it is very damp in there. Bunker to the left hand side, I usually end up somewhere in and around there, and it'll be no surprise when I do so again today. Driver off the tee here. Disappointed with that one. It does fade off to the right hand side, so much so that there's still 209 yards remaining. Picking up the hybrid though, this is on the fairway for the 7th hole, so it is actually sitting nicely, and I got a really good contact on it, so much so that I thought it was going straight for the bunker, but it left me with roughly 20 yards. I decided to putt it because this is actually quite a fair bit downhill. But you can see it just does not run at all. Really frustrated with that one. So I have a par putt and I'm still not on the green yet. You know what they say, you've got to face up to your challenges. And just like that, I will take a par, thank you very much. The 7th hole, 360 yards back. It's basically just a reverse of the previous hole, bunker on the right hand side instead of the left. And there is 2 bunkers down at the green. This hole is a lot more flat. You do tee off slightly higher, so elevated tee box. But I thought today with the heat is actually quite warm, surprisingly. I thought I would take a 3-wood, aiming for those trees on the left. Again, with the 3-wood, I do have quite a fade going on. I don't really hit the 3-wood too often. You can see why. Did not get it off the ground at all. It is still in play, just on the rough there, 170 to go, and I've picked my 5-iron because it is sitting a little bit down in that rough. Just trying to get the best contact I can. Managed to get relatively clean contact on it, not quite the distance that I would usually get. But you can see 30 yards. I think if it was in the fairway it would have rolled onto the green. But not to worry. Try and get it close here. A chip was quite good, but this green was actually surprisingly fast, and another par putt where I'm just not on the green. But the putt in itself was absolutely perfect, just missing the right distance. That would have been perfect, but we're +8 through 7. Now we move on to the par 5. There is water to the right hand side there. I will always be aiming for the trees on the left. There is a severe left to right downhill there, and if you catch it wrong you could end up in that really thick rough or in the water. I have been in the water a couple of times. Second shot I will just be aiming to try and get it up sort of on the crest of this hill. You can see there is a bunker to the right hand side. I've never really been in that bunker. It's nothing really that endangers me too much. Just up to the relatively open green here. Most of these holes you do have to set yourself up well with a tee shot. I'll never really try and hit it too hard. Just make sure I get quite good distance on it. It's a relatively good tee shot, 444 yards down to 224. Just in the rough, but it is sitting up quite nicely. We'll take my 5-iron once more. Again, just looking to get it up on the crest of the hill. Anything more than that is just an absolute bonus. And it turns out to be actually a really, really great shot. Pure 5-iron. It's taking me to within 48 yards. And I'm just going to take the pitching wedge and just put a little putting stroke on it. Now it does just go over the mound there on the green. Just was a bit frustrated with that one. I do have a birdie putt, but it is going to be quite a severe break, as you will see. It's just all about getting the correct distance on this. It's just a lag putt, and you'll see it does come round, and I think, to be honest, with a little bit more on it, I could have got the birdie, but we'll absolutely take the 2-putt par as we move on to the 9th. Final hole of this video, probably one of my favourite holes on this course. To the left hand side there's absolutely nothing. It does slope from right to left quite severely, so you want to try and get up as close to the green as possible. It's almost a 2-tier sort of green there, and over the top there is absolutely nothing. You don't want to hit it too far. I would much rather be short than long, as you'll roll all the way down the hill. I have done many a time. 138 yards It is going to be just an 8-iron off the tee for me, not a full 8-iron, probably about 3/4. And as soon as I hit this, it felt really, really good. Very, very close, and I do have the chance at birdie. But are you surprised that it fades off? As we have a look through my scorecard then, really poor start with those first 4 holes. Really didn't really get it together at all. But the positives, looking from the 5th to the 9th, getting 4 pars in 5 holes and just being 1 over through those 5 holes is absolutely incredible. No spoilers for next week, but I do actually manage to continue playing some really impressive stuff, so hopefully you can tune in for that one. So I have been the Ultimate Rookie. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.